Shalom to my brothers and sisters in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach, and today I bring you a word. And the Most High gave me the final confirmation to the piece of the puzzle. And it's funny how He works. He have you to work on things in stages until He bring you into the complete fullness of that stage. So today's word is the misunderstanding of the full moon and the feast of tabernacle. The misunderstanding of the full moon and the feast of tabernacle. Now we'll start with the most important thing first, and that is with the feast of tabernacles, for it starts today at sundown, which is October the 15th, Saturday, and the year is 2016. On the Hebrew calendar, it is the 7th month and 15th day. Now the feast of tabernacle have a very important spiritual message. And for those who are in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach, we will understand the spiritual message behind this, the heavenly message. For we are the temple of Yahuwah that is not made by man's hands, and that we have received the circumcision of the heart that is not done by man's hands, but by the Spirit of Christ. For we are now the sons and daughters of Yahuwah. For in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach, He brings us back to the status of Adam. For Adam was the son of Yahuwah. So in that day, when we get our glorified bodies, my people, we shall be like Adam before the day he fell. Okay? Also, in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach, we will understand what tabernacles is all about. For tabernacles is truly about entering into Yahuwah's tabernacle, into His pavilion. For it is the place of safety. It is the house of Yahuwah, and it is the temple of Yahuwah, a place that He has prepared for us in the heavenly realm. Read Revelations chapter 12, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 16. Also Hebrews chapter 12 as well, and 2nd Ezra chapter 13. For even Yahushua HaMashiach will come on a Mount Zion from the heavenly realm with the 144,000. At the end of this video, check the description box for links of videos so you can get more understanding of the redemption and gathering of the church/bride and the chosen remnant of Israel, and also of the 144,000. So the Feast of Tabernacles is about entering into Yahuwah's house. And there we shall have what? Rest from our afflictions, oppressions, labors, and sorrows. For as written in Hebrews chapter 4, those who have kept the faith and believe shall enter into Yahuwah's rest. So this is what tabernacle is about, my people. Having faith, for we have been sealed by the blood of the Lamb, which is the Holy Spirit, and we shall enter into Yahuwah's rest, into His tabernacle, the pavilion, the place of safety, when Jacob's troubles shall increase in the last run of the Antichrist. So now that has been said, to get more understanding on how to make your tents and your booths, because you can do this in your home or outside, for I know everybody's situations is different. And remember, you're under grace. You are in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach. So keep this feast days as best as you can. For we celebrate this Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days. And then the 8th day we come together and worship Yahuwah. And that is on the 7th month and 22nd day. So read Leviticus chapter 23, Numbers chapter 28, and the book of Nehemiah chapter 8 for more understanding about the tents. Also read the book of Exodus and see how my people dwell in tents when they was journeying to the place of rest, the promised land that Yahuwah gave them. And also do a word search on the Feast of Tabernacle for the 1611 King James Bible. Now, to the word about the misunderstanding the full moon. So I'm going to read this post as it is and get straight to the point. For many are not understanding about the full moon, and many do not understand how the moon tells us when our holy days are. So let us proceed. I reposted this last night, my family, because I saw some disturbing things on YouTube. Very disturbing. So I reposted this video, but also I added more so people can truly understand what's going on. A total lunar eclipse, which is known as a Central Lunar Eclipse, occurred on the Passover and on the day Yahushua was crucified, which is Abib 14 in 32 AD. This is why there was darkness from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. Now, my people, this is a rare eclipse which can only be done by Yahuwah. Therefore, this darkness was not caused by a solar eclipse. It was caused by a lunar eclipse, my people. Now, I'm going to go through some of these, not the links, but some of the information. Now, I have 2 videos giving you detailed proof from the scriptures and from ancient historians and from astronomy. Now, astronomy is dealing with the study of the heavens. It has nothing to do. It's the science that studies the heavens. Okay? And I will place these video links in the description box. But you can go to Wikipedia.com to learn more about lunar eclipse. Now, a central lunar eclipse is a total lunar eclipse during which the moon passes through the center of the Earth's shadows. These are relatively rare, my people. Okay? Also, on another site of Wikipedia, it goes further to break down what are central lunar eclipses are defined as lunar eclipse where part of the moon passes through the center of the Earth's shadows. They are the darkest eclipses and relatively rare. So when you study about lunar eclipse, they can last longer than a solar eclipse, my people. And there's different types of them. So with the central lunar eclipse, this type of eclipse will give you complete darkness, as written in the New Testament. And according to the ancient historians, this happened all over the earth. Okay? It won't just in Israel, but it also was witnessed in other countries as well. Also, when you begin to study about lunar eclipse, you will find out that a blood moon can only happen on a full moon day. So in the videos I have listed in the description box, we give you proof and evidence that the Passover and the Feast of Tabernacle falls on a full moon day, my people. And I also want you to read 1 Enoch chapter 80 for those who truly understand the prophet Enoch's work, who has been given the Holy Spirit. Okay? For that has just occurred in this month. And this is why I am keeping the Feast of Tabernacles on October the 15th at sundown. Because I understand the moon phases and understand the prophecies of Enoch, not by my mind, but by Yahuwah, because he has given me the Holy Spirit to receive understanding about Enoch's prophecies. I highly recommend that you read 1st and 2nd Enoch. Now to the juicy part that the Most High had me to work on in stages. Now, to understand the 3 days of darkness in ancient Egypt called by Nimbus, clouds. You want to write that down. The 3 days of darkness in ancient Egypt was caused by Nimbus clouds. Okay? Nimbus. Okay? Darkness clouds caused by dark clouds, which explains why the Israelites had light in their dwellings and the Egyptian was in darkness. Okay? So on that day in Egypt, this darkness occurred among the Egyptians, and the Israelites had light in their dwellings. So therefore, this darkness is not caused by a solar eclipse, nor by a total lunar eclipse, my people. Okay? Today we call them Nimbus, a dark precipitous cloud. Okay? And I'm going to click on the link. Well, actually, I'm not going to click on the link because this video may shut off. But I'm going to put the link so you can get an idea of what this cloud looks like. It is very dark. It is very heavy because of the moisture content. And Josephus gives us more details about this darkness in his book. But I want to read a little further before I talk about it. Okay? So this is the confirmation that the Most High gave me today. Moses went to Pharaoh on Adar first, for that is the day he was born and the day that he died. The proof is found in the work of Josephus. Therefore, the darkness that is caused by the Nimbus clouds happened on Adar 14th to Adar 16th, which occur in the 12th month, my people. Yes, Moses went to Pharaoh when he was 80 years old, and he was born on Adar 1st. That is the day he turned 80, my people. And after he spent 1 year as an Exodus journey and 40 years in the wilderness to wander with my people, he died on Adar 1st. And that can be found in the work of Josephus. Now, the work of Josephus gives more detail about these dark clouds because he said the darkness was so thick they could not see and they could not breathe. Even some of the Egyptians died in this darkness. And the key thing that the King James 1611 Bible has given us that the Israelites had light in their dwelling. So this confirms that the darkness was not caused by a solar eclipse nor by a lunar eclipse. This darkness was caused by clouds, which are called Nimbus clouds today. All praises to Yahuwah. Now the next darkness to come, in which the sun, the moon, and the stars would not shine. So the next plague of darkness that we're expecting in our day and time will be caused by when the sun, the moon, and the stars would no longer shine. Go back and read those scriptures. It's listed in the Old Testament in the book of Isaiah. He talks about it. I believe Joel talks about it, but definitely Isaiah, and and also in the Gospels. Go back and read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I believe if you have the 1611 Bible, it gives you the precepts to understand about this darkness that is coming. And right now, my mind is telling me go ahead and give you that precept that's in the book of Isaiah. So bear with me while I go and get that precept for you. Okay, so the darkness can be found in Mark chapter 13, verse 24, Luke chapter 21, verse 25, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10, Joel chapter 2, verse 31, and the book of Ezekiel chapter 32, verse 7. Okay, so the darkness occurred on Adar 14th, which is the 12th month of the Hebrew calendar, and it ended on Adar 16th. Okay, and Moses went to see Pharaoh on Adar 17th. And according to Josephus, many nights passed after that time. So it passed from Adar 18th to Adar 30th, because remember, in the days of Moses, there were 30 days. So when you read Exodus chapter 12, notice that they didn't get the lamb until Abib the 10th. That's even more days. So you're looking at 40 days when Abib the 10th rise. Okay? Then they didn't sacrifice the lamb until Abib 14th. That's 44 days. And then on Abib 15th, which is the first month of the Hebrew calendar, they left Egypt at night. And Abib 15th make it a total of 45 days. 45 days from the day that Moses went to Pharaoh and brought the 10 plagues of Egypt. The day that he brought the 10 plagues upon Egypt. So it started on Adar 1st, which is the 12th Hebrew calendar. The last plague came on Abib 14th, which is the first month of the Hebrew calendar, and that make it the 44th day. And then they left Egypt at night on Abib 15th, which make it the 45th day, which is confirmed by Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1, that they left at night. So as Yahuwah brought them into his rest, and as they dwelt in tents and then booths, okay, we shall do the same, but now it's going to be spiritual for those who in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach. For we shall dwell in Yahuwah's tabernacle, in his house, in his pavilion, in the days when Jacob's troubles shall be increased, when the last Antichrist shall come forth and reign for 3.5 years. Again, read Revelation chapter 11, chapter 12, Hebrews 11, verse 16, Psalms chapter 27, verse 5, and Hebrews chapter 12, and 2nd Ezra chapter 13. For we are talking about heavenly things, my people, that many do not understand. All right, share this video with all so people can get the full understanding about the full moon. And take this time to teach others about the Feast of Tabernacles. Please share with your families, with your children, with your strangers. Keep a memorial by pulling the Bible out and read Leviticus chapter 23, Numbers chapter 28, and Nehemiah, I believe, is chapter 7 or 8. Continue to preach the gospel that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for we know this is a season for Yahushua HaMashiach to return. And make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 8, verse 13, and baptize them in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. For you must be born again to enter into the kingdom of heaven, a mystery that many do not understand. Shalom.